Alright, this is going to be a quick video tutorial of how to set up OBS to record WoT, World of Tanks. So, got a little bit of a cold, so you might hear a sniffle here or there. So real quick, what we've got here, I'm going to start actually with sources. So when you download OBS, for Windows, you have scenes and you have sources. In this case, I just have my default scene. And my sources right now, I've got it set up on full monitor. When I'm doing WoT, I would have this clicked, obviously. To set up a global source, which is usually the best way to configure one, you click Global Sources. I have Star Citizen set up, and here's the properties for it. So it's actually an app launcher. You can also do, in the case of a full monitor, you can see it's actually just a monitor capture. So you've got it set up. Once you have it set up, you want to go and right-click under Sources, click Add, and then Global Sources, and then here's Star Citizen. So there's that, and then obviously I don't really want it because I'm not really playing it, so I'm going to remove it. That's how you set up your scene. To do your overall settings, you can see, by the way, it's recording my mic. You can actually see right at this point. It's not recording any audio because I don't have any audio going on in my game at the moment, or my recording at the moment, my PC. By default, I think it just records any sound output, but we'll go through on the settings so you can see the audio. So we have general settings, English, setting profiles, WoT, name it whatever you want. Enable cursor over projector. Encoding, this is probably the most important thing for local recording, which is what we're setting this up for WoT. Encoder is x264, quality balance 10. Max bitrate, this is pretty high. I've got 12,000, and then buffer size is 12.5. It should be a little bit bigger than your custom buffer, or by using custom buffer. I believe you use CBR when you're doing streaming. Since this is local recording settings, you don't want to have that enabled. Codecs AAC, bitrate 320, channel stereo, and format 48. Broadcast settings don't really matter. Make sure you've got your recording. If live stream stops, you've got all this set up to your videos. Delay, you can do this. It's this is a 3-minute delay. That's if you're doing Clan Wars or something you don't want people watching. Video, this is probably the most important part. So you've got your video adapter. It should be configured to your video card. I've got it set up custom 1920 and then 1080 with a 16:9 aspect ratio. Resolution downscale none, and then FPS is 60. You really want 60 frames per second if you can get it. Just fair warning, these are pretty large settings that I have here. Pretty large files come out. I only do it about 15 minutes at a time, and they get pretty big. Audio, you've got your desktop audio devices defaulted here. You can do speakers, but obviously it doesn't matter. Microphone, here's the important thing for me. So I've got my headset plugged in. This will occasionally just shut off. I don't know why. So always when you start recording, make sure it's recording your microphone. Otherwise, you won't have a ability to chat. I don't have a push-to-talk delay, or I do have a push-to-talk delay, but I don't use push-to-talk in this. I have it enabled for WoT. I use my microphone's mute, which for me is a little bit easier. Hotkeys, I don't use any hotkeys. Advanced, this is probably the most important setting, and maybe the most complicated. So I've got it multi-threaded optimizations. Most of these I think are default. There's a few things I'm not entirely sure, so you have to go review this. I think X24 264 preset very fast is a different setting. You don't want ultra fast. I have a pretty good CPU, but there's no real need for that. You don't really gain anything from it. So you want to keep that at very fast. Keyframe interval, not even sure what that does too. Here's CFR, make sure you have that enabled. Custom X64 encoder settings, this is the one you do have to put in. It's CRF equal 15. No idea what that does, but I've gotten these settings from the OBS forums, so that's for you. You don't need 61-120 FPS or full range encoding, and then nothing else. I don't have anything else turned on. So that's all you really need. You don't need scene switching, or at least I don't use it. Noise gate, quick sync encoder, none of that stuff really matters. It is nice in a microphone noise gate. You want to at least look at it. Mine's enabled by default. I think that was added in a recent update. I don't recall ever really playing with this. And then scene switcher, obviously I don't have that enabled. So that's it. When you're ready to start, you click here. It would say start recording. You can do it with a buffer. I don't know why anybody would use a buffer, but you can. And then obviously I'm done here, so I would click stop recording. One last thing, when you do your files, you'll have your recordings folder. So I've got mine right here. You can see captures, Overwolf, and you see the one that I'm doing right now. and beneath it is one that I did a few days ago. That's about I think a 5 to 10 minute WoT battle in Tundra. So you can see it gets pretty big, 364 meg. You can have ones that go well over a gig or around a gig when you do a 15-minute battle, and if you do, like I did, a stronghold raid that lasted about 40 minutes, and that was, I think, close to 2 gigs. So it does take up a lot of space. It does take a long time to upload. Just keep that in mind with these settings. You can play with your settings. You can bring the size down, compress things a little bit more, but you may not get 1080p when you upload to YouTube. So that's it. Beyond that, you just do your regular settings on YouTube and upload. I mean, you can see these are MP4s, so they convert very easily to whatever you're doing. And then, I could actually click on this. It's not allowing me, I think, because well, maybe it's using this. I don't know. If I was already, I already was playing it? No, I have no idea. Anyways, if I wasn't recording, it would probably allow me to view this and I could show it to you. But normally you just double click and it starts right up with whatever video player you have. That's it. Hope that helps. Bye-bye.